Hello, people. Here we go again with our Greenfoot first game, and I've got my hippo game going on here. So, at the end of the last video, I issued you a challenge to try to get to where I was, and hopefully you are. I'll be asking you to hand it in probably after the next little thing that you do, so I can have a look. What I challenged you to do, though, is find a way to make the hippo go to a new world when he collected all of the grass. So, firstly, I'm going to show you how to do that. First thing I need to do is I need to right-click on the world, and I need to actually create a new world. So to do that, I can just go here and I'm going to create a thing called, I don't know, second world, and I'm going to pick a background for it of these bricks. No, sand. Sure, hippos love sand. That's what I've heard. And so I go, great. Now nothing happened, right? Nothing happened because I'm not using that world right now. I'm using my world. I need to switch into this world when the hippo has eaten all the grass. Now, a couple things here. How do we know when the hippo has eaten all the grass? The way we can tell right here is that we know there's 5 items of grass to start, right? And so after the hippo gets the grass, we can put an if statement here. It says if, and now we want to refer to the counter. And I can do that by looking right here. I want to check the counter, which is in my world. So if my world.myCount, and then I use a thing called get value, like that. And if that is equal to 5, I'm going to do something. Okay? So this says if the counter in my world has a value of 5, then I'm going to do something. Now what do I want to do? I want to switch into a new world. How do I do that? Okay, in order to switch worlds, all I have to do is call upon the Greenfoot library, which has a function called setWorld, and I'm going to create a new instance of that second world that I just made. Okay, so again, it says if the counter is 5, then change the world to be the second world. So let's just see if this works. So I'm going to run it. 1, 2, 3, 4, and now it should be 5, and oh, look at that, it changed worlds. Now the hippo's not in it yet, but that's okay. At least we got it to do something. We got it to change worlds, and now I can figure out how to make the hippo appear. To make the hippo appear, notice how I've got my world here, and in my world, I made the hippo appear by doing this. Well, no different. I would just go to second world and say, hey, as soon as the second world is created, let's add that hippo right back in there. And so if I reset it and run it again, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and boom, I've got my hippo there again. And I don't have to recode the key control because the hippo already has that control. So that is how that works. Challenge done. Okay? Now, what I would like to do today, I would like you to add that challenge in, now that you know how to do it, but I would also like to add an enemy, because video games aren't very fun when all you have to do is go around and collect grass. So, we're going to right-click, and we're going to find an enemy, and I don't know what the natural enemy of the hippo is. Probably the dolphin. No. That fish looks kind of mean. Hedgehog? Nah. Let's go with the, I don't know, polar, no. Snake, yeah, snakes. Everyone's afraid of snakes, even the smiling ones. But let's take that snake there, and we're going to make a snake chase a hippo, because we can do that in computer programming. We can do anything we want. So I have a snake. I want to make the snake appear on the screen, and so I'm going to add the snake object to the screen. And for now, I will make the snake appear just somewhere else. So I'll put him maybe at, I don't know, 500 and 300. So now if I click here, yep, there's the snake. Okay. So great, I've got a game where I can have my hippo run around, collect grass, and what I want to do is I want to make it such that the hippo cannot run into the snake, or else the hippo will, quote, die. So I go back to the hippo class, And notice here I already have some code for intersecting with an object. I have code that says if you intersect with the grass, then do all of this stuff. Well, I'm going to copy that code. I'm going to paste that code right below, except this time I'm going to check not to see if they hit grass, but I want to see if they hit a snake, or a sank with a snake. Okay, and if S is not null, the same way we did yesterday, what we're going to do is we are going to remove the hippo. Okay, and so I can get rid of all of this code, and I want to remove the hippo from the world. To make the hippo disappear from the world, we are going to call yet again on the Greenfoot library, and we're going to say, or sorry, get world. We're going to say get world. So what get world does is it basically gets all of the things from the current world. And we're going to say get world dot remove object. Now what do we want to remove? In this case, we want to remove the hippo. How do we refer to the hippo? Well, remember, we are in the hippo class. So the way I refer to the hippo is with a keyword, this. This is basically saying, hey, remove me. So we're in the hippo class. The hippo goes around seeing if it's moving left or right. If it hits grass, we remove the grass, which is the object G. If it hits a snake, we don't want to remove the snake, we want to remove the hippo. And this is how we do that. We use the word this. So we say, if we hit a snake, then remove the hippo from the world. And we'll see if this works. So we'll run, and we go and we run into a snake, and boom, hippo's gone. Okay? Now, if that's a little harsh, maybe we don't want to remove that. I'm going to comment that out for now, which means I'm not going to pay attention to it. The other thing that I could do is I could move the hippo. I could say set the location of the hippo maybe back to where it started, which I think was 500, 300. So if I did that, then I could start getting into the situation where maybe I have lives. And so if I hit it, I moved, oops, I moved it right to where the snake was. That's probably not a good strategy for survival. So let's put him back at 200, 200. Sure. And there we go. Run it again, and so the hippo runs into the snake, and oh, it's back there. So in theory, the hippo, if we added lives, we could actually lose a life. And if you're really clever, you may have figured out what your next challenge is. So I'd like you to try to add all this stuff, give the hippo the ability to get, quote, killed by an enemy, but I'd like you to add some lives. So see if you can make it so that the hippo gets 3 lives, and then the game is over. Okay? Have fun!